What is going on, traders? We got a few things to discuss, but before we get into that, like, subscribe, comment your thoughts below. Let's get into the video. So, in my last video, I pretty much let you guys know that I'm expecting a dump and pump scenario. And right now, we're looking at the dump scenario. And I gave you guys key levels to look out for as far as the SPY and the triple Qs. And right now, we're below those key levels, at least for the SPY. What was those key levels? 523.8 and 524 range was your key level, and we are currently below that at around 522 after hours. So I do expect us to head much lower tomorrow. Right now, the level I'm looking at is 520. We zoom out, we see that 520 is a very significant level. We bounced here, rejection, rejection, rejection. We pretty much rejected here. We broke through, we bounced, so on and so forth. And then we consolidated within this range for a while, then we broke up. So these two areas or these two levels are very, very important. And right now, we broke below one of them. So what's going to happen? I did say in the last video that I don't think we're going to go much lower than 520, and I may have to eat those words. I wasn't expecting us to give up so much today. I thought would at least hold 524 and give up more of a bigger move tomorrow, giving us more space to drop to 520 and maybe recover from there. But it looks like there is potential for us to give up 520. I would say 519 to be really safe. If we give up 519, we're going to be heading towards this area right here at around 516, 515 psych level. All right. If we head there, then chances are we're going to bounce or bulls would need to step in. We break, retest 519, 520 area and potentially break lower. Okay. Now, that's not guaranteed, right? But if we give up 515, guys, I've said this multiple times. Under 515 is a very illiquid area to all the way to 510. So we could drop very fast. And the thing that causes the market to pretty much drop fast or even rally is news. And guess what we have tomorrow? We have news. We have PCE data. So this could happen. Okay, so be very careful if we just so happen to get below 5 to 15. If you are bullish or if you're looking to be bullish. If you're bearish, then you're loving this. You're loving everything I'm saying right now. Good luck to you. Okay, so that's what I have for the SPY as far as downside. As far as upside today, we saw a move, or we tried to hold 524. We really, really tried. Um, Everybody was saying 524. More importantly, I would say 525 was your key level here. If we zoom out, we see here 525.5, 525, rejection right about here. And we really tried. Okay. We really tried to get above, and we just could not make that happen. Okay. We just couldn't. Okay. We tried to get above. We got above 524, of course, but then we could not get above this 525 psych level. This will be the area where you go bullish on. Okay. Not 524. 525 will be the area you go bullish on. One thing I want you to do or understand as a trader is to take psych levels seriously. You don't make trades right before a psych level. For example, just because if I say 521 is a support level, that doesn't and it breaks 521, I'm not going to take puts at 521. I'm going to take puts under 520. That's just me. That's just what I would do. Why? Because 520 is a psych level. That's just that's something most traders don't know or they don't understand what psych levels are. So me personally, I would look for 521, what 525.5, 525 range in order for me to be bullish, and then we potentially see this gap fill or start heading towards this gap fill at around 520, what is it, 528, 529.3 range. Okay, so that would be something I'm looking for if I'm looking to be bullish. Overall, you just want to get back above 535, 535 psych level in order for SPY to start reaching all-time highs again and pretty much be in price discovery mode. So that's what I have for the SPY. Now, I told you guys about basically a dump scenario in the last video, and I'm explaining it here. But what about a pump scenario? So as far as a pump scenario goes, the main thing that I'm going to be looking at is ES. Okay. The ES futures is what I'm going to be looking at as far as a pump scenario. We zoom out. Let me go to the daily because this is, yeah. All right. So we zoom out and we could be looking, and this is on multiple, charts, but we'll look at the ES first. So we zoom out, as you guys can see, we have this daily trend. We bounced here. We bounced multiple times here, but I just circled the whole area. But we bounced multiple times here, and I'm willing to bet that that's where we're going once again. Okay, if we do drop tomorrow or whatever, okay, next week, whatever the case may be. So I'm willing to bet that that's where we're going to go again, around 5,200, 5,180 before we see that next move higher in the market. So that's my guess. That's what I think is going to potentially happen, and that is what I'm going to be paying attention to as far as the ES. I'm not going to really pay attention to the SPY. I think ES is going to give you the main signal on whether you should start looking to be bullish or not. Not only that, but we could be looking at another shoulder being formed here. We got our left shoulder over here. This whole area is pretty much a shoulder, and then we have a potential right shoulder that can form here. But even if you don't want to consider this an inverse head and shoulders, this whole area is just tough, right? Very tough. I mean, look at all of this turbulence in this area. So we will need really, really bad news for us to even consider breaking much lower than these guys over here. Okay, so that would be something I'm paying attention to as far as the ES. I really, really like how the ES looks. If I want to be bullish, if I'm looking to be bullish, that is what I'm going to be paying attention to. If we can get down here, I think this will be the perfect entry for any type of calls. Me personally, do what you want with this information. Okay. So that's what I'm looking at as far as the ES, a potential bounce off 5180, 5200 range. All right. NQ. So NQ, I mean, it's pretty much the same thing we're looking at here. The difference is that we have a lot more space. I mean, you're looking at ES and you're like 5200 isn't too far away, but if NQ continues to drop here, I mean, it can go as low as about 18,100, guys. There's a huge void here, okay, before we see that next move up. So if you want to correlate the two between ES and NQ and really pay attention to them, I would look to buy calls around this area, right around this area. And if you guys don't believe me, you can zoom out. You'll see here bounce, 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 rejection, rejection. I mean bounce. I don't make these levels up, guys. The levels don't lie. You can use whatever you want, but I'm telling you, at the end of the day, the levels do not lie. Um, you, I don't know. Okay, people like to. A lot of traders downplay TA, and most of the time it's just because those traders don't know how to TA. Okay, they just lost a lot of money trying to do their own TA, and they just fail to admit that they just can't do it. Okay, I see it all the time where people tell me my TA just doesn't work, and I prove over and over again that it absolutely works. It just takes a lot of experience and knowing what you're doing. So we zoom out, we can see that this area right here at about 18,100 is very, very significant, very tough level. Even here, we zoom in, rejection here. Actually, this is a bit off. There we go. So rejection here, rejection here, rejection, rejection, so on and so forth. And right now we're below that. So you're seeing this across the board. I mean, I'm showing you guys that we are breaking below significant levels, significant areas across the board on the futures and the ETFs, and even a lot of stocks, right? 18,630 is what I'm looking at. We break below 18,630, which we're currently below right now. We could be plummeting. Right now, we're in this very illiquid area. The futures is closed right now for like another minute or so, but we're in this illiquid area, okay? And we don't really get much turbulence until we get to about 18,300 range. All right. So, but first things first, we want to count 18,500. We don't want to ignore that area. I personally believe that area is butter, but we still don't want to, ignore it. That is a psych level. All right. Very important psych level. All right. But right now, I mean, it's very liquid. Okay. We can drop pretty fast here. All right. Maybe it happens overnight. That would be nice. Or maybe we'll wait until the news, whatever news in the morning happens. But for now, really pay attention to NQ. I there's no signs, there's no reason for me to believe that we're just going to give all this up and just go to the moon tomorrow. Okay, it's possible. I mean, it's news. It's possible, but right now the market is pointing to the downside across the board. And again, the pump scenario that I'm talking about here, just like I said on the ES, is down here. We get down here, that's when I'm expecting a pump to jump in. If it happens sooner, that would be great. I don't know. Maybe the news comes in or whatever other news comes in, and we just completely uno reverse. But this and what the ES is showing as far as 5180 and 5200, we bounce off these areas and we correlate these two. Beautiful entry, in my opinion. Beautiful entry. I I would take that risk any day. All right. That's just me. Do what you want with that information. Triple Qs. I kind of went out of order there, but hopefully you guys are keeping up, right? So triple Qs. So this is one of those scenarios where we could be looking at maybe the news comes in and we get some type of bull trap. Okay, maybe a dead cat bounce in the morning. Um, and the reason being, I mean, look how much we've dropped so far. So, and we're right now we're at this level of 449. I told you guys about this level in multiple videos. Right here, rejection, 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 rejection. I mean, this is a very, very tough area. Okay, very, very tough supply and demand zone. So, if anything, if we were to get a bounce in the morning, me personally, I would not trust it. Would not trust it at all. If we get a bounce in the morning, I would not trust it until we get back above at least 456. Maybe I'll start trusting it a little bit, but even then, I just would not trust it. So we can look at a move like this in the morning, where and then the bulls are like happy, and everybody's like, oh, we were worried about nothing. And next thing you know, boom. Okay. The market digests the news and then boom. And that's what a lot of traders fail to do. They think, the first 30 minutes of the news, whatever the initial reaction is of the market, that's the reaction overall. And then the market digests the news and then you get pretty much rug pulled or in either direction, right? So there is potential for a bounce in the morning and then bulls get trapped. We head to this area where these guys are. Bulls get trapped. Boom. We drop further down. 449. 449 is your key level here. You want to hold this level. After 449, you're looking at a move towards 447, 446.8, and after that, you're looking at your psych level of 445. After 445, it gets dangerous. Okay, it gets very dangerous after 445. You're pretty much heading towards 440 at that point. Okay, very illiquid. I wouldn't say very illiquid, but it's pretty illiquid in this area. So yeah, we can probably head towards 440 pretty fast, right? So my suggestion or my recommendation, at least to myself, is to wait 30 minutes until open, 30 minutes to an hour to open. I probably won't even trade tomorrow. I already have puts and they are up a lot. So I'm looking to close everything tomorrow. I'm looking to close shop in the morning. So hopefully everything pretty much stays the same. But I don't see a reason for me to be bullish right now. But I did give you guys some recommendations, or not even recommendations, but some areas where you can look to be bullish at. Okay, and that's really what I have for triple Qs. Again, you want to see a move back above 456, 455.5 in order to be somewhat bullish. But even then, I mean, even then, guys, you're just looking at a retest. Maybe you retest 460, and then you hit this area here. I mean, even if you do calls, I would be out of there in this area right here. I would be out of there. Okay. After that, I'm out. All right. Maybe you do calls. Maybe you see a move like this. That's what you're hoping for as a bull. But as far as being bearish, it just looks like bears are kind of winning right now. All right. So that's what I'm looking at as far as triple Qs. 446.8, 449 are your key levels. All right. 449, 446.8, and then 445 is your psych level as far as triple Qs go. All right. Nvidia. There's not much I can give you guys on as far as Nvidia goes. I mean, it's pretty much in Narnia. You can count 1150 as your key area here to be bullish. If it breaks above 1150, then chances are it's just going to head towards that what is it, 50? I mean not 50. What are we talking about? Um, 1200 area. I said in the last video that I won't be surprised Nvidia, or I thought Nvidia will head towards 1200, but I was off. That's fine. I mean, I've been right all the way up to this point. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. So as far as this gap goes, another reason why we could be looking at a potential bounce, I've told you guys multiple times that gaps have very strong resistance and support. Okay, you do not take gaps lightly. They are very tough. Right now, as you guys can see, we're not breaking below it. Okay, so we could see one more bounce, maybe a dead cat bounce in the morning, like I just showed you guys on triple Qs, where we do one of these moves and then we tank. Okay, we fill this gap up. All right. I would love for this to happen. I would love to get more Nvidia shares at a much cheaper price. I think it's very annoying just watching this thing constantly go up. It's great for my current shares, but I would love to buy more prior to the split. And yeah, loving this, loving every bit of this. So the next question is, where would I buy Nvidia shares for the split? Or prior to the split, right? I really would love this gap fill right here. I would love this. 950, 980 range. I'm loading the boat. I'm selling my house. I'm selling my girlfriend. I'm selling everybody. Okay, everybody's getting sold. Okay, so selling the dog. I'm getting in this. Okay, if we get back down here towards this gap fill, I would absolutely love this. Okay, um, that's what I'm looking for as far as Nvidia. I mean, most of this inverse and head and shoulders pattern, the projected move has pretty much been played out. So I imagine Nvidia is just going to head lower from here, and I'm really hoping for this. So this is something I'm looking for. Do what you want with that information as far as Nvidia. Russell. So the Russell looks like it wants to drop as well. IWM, Russell, whatever. It looks like it wants to drop, and it looks like it wants to form this inverse head and shoulders. And yeah, I'm all for it. Okay, so look for the Russell to drop towards 198. 198 to 100 range, and then a potential bounce. There's a gap here as well in this area. So that's what I'm looking at as far as the Russell goes. All right. If it just so happens to break back above, I would say 207, then chances are it's just going to head towards 210, and then we'll see what happens from there. All right. But your neckline is around 210 to 11 range, and then we'll see what happens. But right now, I think Russell is going to drop right along with the market. The Russell is very much motivated by news as well. It doesn't really move much until it gets news, like PCE, CPI, Fed Pal, all that stuff. So it's very influenced by the news. Other than that, it just follows what the market does. It's pretty boring. Okay, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. It's very boring. All right, so that's really all I have as far as the overall market goes. Bitcoin. Bitcoin looks amazing. Like Bitcoin looks absolutely like amazing. I don't know what's up with this thing. Okay. So what I will say is that I think Bitcoin is just waiting on the market. I think Bitcoin is just simply waiting on the market to finally make a decision. Okay. And it is making, and obviously the market is making a decision. If you believe that Bitcoin is a leading indicator of the market, like if Bitcoin takes off, then eventually the market will take off. That's fine. I'm not mad at that, because time and time again it's proven that it does do that a lot of times. So I wouldn't be mad at that idea. But as you guys can see, we have an inverse head and shoulders pattern, and I think once the market, this is why I think a pump scenario is on the table as well, or one of the reasons is that once the market does stop dropping and decides to reverse, you're probably going to see Bitcoin take off first, and then that would probably be your signal or potential signal that the market is going to eventually take off. But I don't think Bitcoin is just going to break all-time highs, go absolutely insane, 100K, 80K without the market. That just doesn't happen. Okay. And if it does, then that's a potential sign that the market might follow eventually. So that's something to pay attention to as far as Bitcoin. This thing looks amazing. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. It looks great. 72K is what you want to look out for. You want to look for a break above 72K. After that, you're looking for a move to 75K, and then yeah, I mean, this is clean, guys. Very clean. That's all I have. Hopefully, you guys got this video. I'm aware that the sound is just not good. Hopefully, it works for this video. I've been tinkering with it a little bit. So feel free to let me know in the comments below if the sound works. If it doesn't work, it's simply because you're on a computer. It works really good on phones. I don't know why it's bad on computers. So feel free to use your phone. Really trying to work on it. Um, and I will continue to work on the sound quality. So feel free to let me know, guys. All right. As far as the Discord goes, Discord link is in the description below. The only play I really got in was triple Qs. I did triple Q puts today, and triple Q puts made about 60%, $387 on that play. I actually made a lot more than that. I'm like up $600, but we'll see if that holds in the morning. I trimmed some profit off of it. So yeah, still holding some, but really good play. Also in Dell, oh my gosh, I took Dell puts for earnings. It was just a no-brainer. I'm not gonna lie, it was just so obvious this thing was going to plummet for earnings, and surprisingly, it plummeted a lot more. So I did 150 puts when it was around 171. So yeah, looking at a lot of, I did simulated profit. I'm looking at a lot of gains in the morning. It looks like it wants to fill this gap at 135. I hope it goes lower. I hope this holds at least. So I'm not going to try to get too excited, but yeah, I mean, yeah, this was just a beautiful play. Oh my gosh. I wish I would I wish I alerted it to the Discord. I didn't because I just it was they were expensive contracts. They were. I didn't want to put my Discord at risk for that much money. But yeah. Dell, absolutely beautiful play. And yeah, so that's all I have. Until the next video, traders, have a good one.